Unlocking lasting love. The 5 love languages for a stronger relationship. Have you ever felt like you're speaking a different language from your partner? Discover the key to deep connection and lasting love by learning how to communicate in the language that speaks directly to your partner's heart. This audiobook will transform the way you experience love and strengthen your relationship in ways you never thought possible. In every relationship, we express love in different ways, but what happens when our partner doesn't understand our language of love? Best-selling author and relationship expert Dr. Gary Chapman reveals the secret to lasting love in his groundbreaking book, The 5 Love Languages. This audiobook dives deep into the 5 unique ways people give and receive love, helping you not only identify your own love language but also understand and speak the love language of your partner. By mastering this essential skill, you'll create a stronger, healthier bond that can withstand the challenges of time. Focus points. Understanding the 5 love languages. Discover the different ways people experience love. Words of affirmation, quality time, gift-giving, acts of service, and physical touch. The power of actions in love. Learn how love is more than just a feeling, and why consistent actions are the key to keeping love alive. Moving beyond the in-love phase. Understand why the initial euphoria of being in love fades and how to transition into a mature, committed relationship. Filling your partner's love tank. Learn how to detect your partner's primary love language and how to express love in ways that are meaningful to them. Strengthening your relationship. Get practical tips on how to communicate more effectively, resolve conflicts, and break free from relationship stereotypes. Learning outcomes. Identify your love language. Learn to understand your own emotional needs and communicate them effectively. Speak your partner's love language. Detect and practice speaking your partner's primary and secondary love languages, deepening your emotional connection. Build lasting bonds. Move from the short-lived in-love feeling to a sustainable, mature, and fulfilling relationship. Enhance communication. Master the art of using words, actions, and presence to express love in the most effective way. Create a happier relationship. Gain insight into wise advice and actionable steps that lead to a healthier, happier, and more loving partnership. This audiobook will equip you with the tools and understanding to make love last by learning how to give and receive love in a way that truly resonates. Dive into this transformative journey and unlock the secret to a happier, more fulfilling relationship. Focus point 1. Understanding the 5 love languages. The concept of love languages, introduced by Dr. Gary Chapman in his book The 5 Love Languages, The Secret to Love That Lasts, suggests that individuals express and receive love in 5 distinct ways. Words of affirmation, quality time, gift-giving, acts of service, and physical touch. By recognizing these love languages, couples can improve their emotional connection and overall satisfaction in relationships. Each person has a primary love language that resonates most deeply with them, and understanding this can significantly enhance the bond between partners. 1. Words of affirmation. Words hold immense power in relationships. Compliments, affirmations, and verbal expressions of appreciation can provide emotional nourishment to those who feel love through words. Chapman notes that simple statements such as "You look amazing today," or "I really appreciate what you did" can be transformative for individuals whose love language is words of affirmation. The key is sincerity and specificity in expressing gratitude and affection. Psychological research supports this idea, highlighting how positive reinforcement through words can boost self-esteem and relationship satisfaction. Studies show that verbal affirmations can significantly affect emotional well-being by reinforcing one's sense of worth and belonging. Gordon and Shun, 2014. Chapman emphasizes, when we receive affirming words, we are far more likely to respond positively to our partner. Chapman, 2010. For example, in a counseling session, a wife expressed frustration that her husband never verbalized his appreciation for her efforts at home. The husband, unaware of how important words were to his wife, believed that his actions spoke for themselves. However, when he began consciously expressing appreciation through words, their relationship improved dramatically, as the wife's emotional needs were now being met. 2. Quality time. Spending undivided attention with your partner is a powerful way of conveying love. Quality time isn't just about proximity. It's about truly being present with one another, whether through meaningful conversations or shared activities. This form of love language fosters a deep connection because it allows partners to feel seen, heard, and valued. Psychologist John Gottman's work on relationships reveals that emotional intimacy is crucial for long-term relationship satisfaction. Gottman and Silver, 1999. Quality time provides the space for this intimacy to grow, allowing couples to discuss their feelings, dreams, and challenges in a supportive environment. For example, a couple that sets aside time each week for a date night or engaging in a shared hobby may find that these moments foster a deeper emotional connection. One poignant example comes from a case study of a couple struggling with marital dissatisfaction. The husband was constantly busy with work, believing he was providing for his family, while the wife felt emotionally neglected. After identifying quality time as her primary love language, they began to spend 30 minutes each day in uninterrupted conversation. Over time, this small but consistent effort helped rebuild their emotional bond. 3. Gift giving. Gift giving is often misinterpreted as materialism, but in the context of love languages, it is not about the monetary value of the gift but rather the thought behind it. For some, receiving a thoughtful gift, whether it's a small token or a grand gesture, serves as a tangible reminder of love. The act of giving shows that the partner was thinking about them, which can deepen emotional intimacy. The emotional significance of gift giving is rooted in human behavior. Research on gift exchange in relationships reveals that gifts serve as symbols of affection and commitment, reinforcing relationship bonds. Belk and Kuhn, 1993. A handwritten card or a surprise delivery of a partner's favorite snack can be as meaningful as expensive jewelry, as long as it demonstrates thoughtfulness. Consider a couple where one partner's love language is gift giving. Even small, symbolic gestures such as a flower picked from the garden or a book that resonates with their interests can fulfill their emotional need to feel loved. As Chapman observes, a gift is something you can hold in your hand and say, "Look, he was thinking of me," which serves as a powerful reminder of love. Chapman, 2010. 4. Acts of service. Acts of service involve doing things your partner would appreciate, such as cooking a meal, helping with household chores, or running errands. These acts demonstrate that love is about practical support, and for those who value acts of service, actions truly speak louder than words. The concept of reciprocity is vital here. Social exchange theory posits that relationships thrive when partners engage in reciprocal actions, which foster a sense of balance and fairness. Blau, 1964. Performing acts of service shows care and dedication, making the other person feel valued and supported. An illustrative case is a couple where the wife's primary love language was acts of service. She often felt overwhelmed by the demands of home life while her husband was unaware of how his actions, or lack thereof, affected her emotionally. Once he began taking on small but meaningful tasks, like washing dishes or helping with the children, she felt more loved and appreciated. Their relationship improved as a result of these daily actions. 5. Physical touch. Physical touch is another powerful love language, encompassing more than just sexual intimacy. It includes holding hands, hugging, kissing, or simply placing a comforting hand on your partner's shoulder. These nonverbal gestures convey affection and a sense of closeness. For individuals whose primary love language is physical touch, these gestures provide the reassurance and comfort they seek in a relationship. Research has long shown the importance of touch in human relationships. A study by Hertenstein et al., 2006, found that touch fosters emotional bonds and increases oxytocin levels, which are associated with trust and bonding. In relationships, even the smallest touches, such as a hug after a long day, can be a powerful way of expressing love. For instance, a man who rarely showed physical affection learned that his partner craved small gestures like holding hands or hugging more often. By incorporating these forms of physical touch into their daily routine, he helped his partner feel more secure and connected, leading to a stronger emotional bond. Conclusion and recommendations. Understanding the 5 love languages: words of affirmation, quality time, gift giving, acts of service, and physical touch can significantly enhance relationship satisfaction. To strengthen your connection with your partner, identify your partner's primary love language and make a conscious effort to communicate in ways that resonate with them. Diversify your expressions of love by occasionally incorporating all 5 love languages, as variety can enrich the relationship. Prioritize emotional needs. Regularly check in with your partner to ensure their emotional love tank is full. Focus on sincerity and consistency. Whether it's through words, actions, or presence, consistently demonstrate love in a way that reflects your partner's unique emotional preferences. By mastering these principles, couples can cultivate a lasting and fulfilling relationship that meets both partners' emotional needs. Focus point 2. The power of actions in love. Love, often depicted as a powerful feeling, is much more than just an emotion. While the initial spark of affection may begin with feelings, it is sustained and nurtured through consistent, thoughtful actions. Over time, actions become the foundation of lasting love, fostering trust, security, and emotional depth. As Dr. Gary Chapman eloquently puts it, love is a choice you make every day. This focus on action emphasizes that love is a continual investment, requiring effort and commitment to thrive. 1. Actions speak louder than words. The notion that actions speak louder than words holds true in relationships. While verbal expressions of love are important, it is often the everyday actions that demonstrate genuine care and commitment. Acts of love provide tangible evidence of one's devotion, reinforcing the emotional connection between partners. Psychologist and researcher John Gottman found that successful relationships are built on small, positive interactions over time, rather than grand gestures or declarations. Gottman and Silver, 1999. These actions, such as a kind word, a thoughtful gesture, or a moment of shared laughter, create a stable foundation for long-term intimacy. A classic example is the story of a couple where one partner was naturally quiet and less verbally expressive. While they rarely said "I love you," their actions, cooking meals, running errands, and offering emotional support during tough times, communicated love more powerfully than words ever could. The partners' consistent actions provided a steady source of comfort and assurance, allowing the relationship to grow and deepen. This understanding is echoed in research on relational maintenance, which emphasizes the importance of everyday actions, such as showing appreciation, being reliable, and offering support, in maintaining relationship satisfaction and reducing conflict. Dindia and Canary, 1993. 2. Consistency is the key to long-term love. One of the most vital aspects of actions in love is consistency. Occasional grand gestures may momentarily spark joy, but it is the continuous, small actions that truly keep love alive. Consistency builds trust, which is a fundamental component of lasting relationships. Trust is nurtured not through words, but through the reliability of actions. Couples who show up for each other consistently, whether through emotional support, acts of kindness, or sharing responsibilities, develop a deeper sense of security and confidence in the relationship. Consider the findings of sociologist and Swidler, who suggest that love is a cultural toolkit used to navigate relationships. Swidler, 2001. In this context, love is not a fleeting emotion but an ongoing practice sustained through ritualized behaviors and patterns. Consistent actions, such as celebrating anniversaries, checking in with each other daily, or helping with routine tasks, function as tools to maintain and reinforce the bond between partners. In one case, a couple committed to scheduling weekly relationship check-ins to discuss their feelings, expectations, and any ongoing challenges. By consistently dedicating time to nurture their relationship, they were able to resolve conflicts quickly, preventing emotional distance from forming. This practice of consistency helped them navigate the ups and downs of life, preserving their emotional connection over time. 3. Love as a verb. Viewing love as a verb, a dynamic action rather than a passive state, shifts the way people approach their relationships. Love is something partners actively choose to do, rather than something they passively feel. This idea is supported by the theory of behavioral interdependence, which argues that individuals influence each other's behavior and emotions in relationships. Positive actions create a feedback loop, where kindness and support from one partner encourage similar behavior from the other, resulting in a cycle of mutual reinforcement. Kelly et al., 2003. In this sense, love is less about feeling in love and more about choosing to engage in loving behaviors. These behaviors might include listening attentively, resolving conflicts calmly, or offering help during difficult times. Each action contributes to building emotional capital within the relationship, creating a reservoir of goodwill that can buffer against future challenges. For instance, in a long-distance relationship, one couple made a conscious effort to send handwritten letters to each other regularly. While modern technology made communication easier, the act of writing and receiving letters added an extra layer of personal effort and thoughtfulness. This sustained effort through small, intentional actions reinforced their connection and kept their love alive, even across great distances. 4. The cumulative power of small acts. Small acts of love, repeated over time, accumulate to create a powerful impact. While grand gestures often receive more attention, it is the small, consistent actions that build emotional intimacy. These small acts, whether it's making coffee in the morning, remembering a favorite snack, or simply offering a comforting hug, create an ongoing sense of closeness and appreciation. Renowned psychologist Barbara Fredrickson's broaden and build theory of positive emotions suggests that positive interactions, no matter how small, build lasting emotional resources. Fredrickson, 2001. In relationships, small acts of kindness and support help foster positive emotions, which in turn strengthen the emotional bond between partners. One poignant story involves a husband who, every day before leaving for work, left a sticky note on the kitchen counter with a small message for his wife. Whether it was an inside joke, a compliment, or a word of encouragement, these daily notes became a cherished ritual that reinforced their connection. Over time, these small, consistent acts of love help the couple navigate the stresses of daily life, providing emotional support even during challenging periods. 5. Actions during difficult times. The true test of love is how partners behave during difficult times. When challenges arise, it is actions, not words, that determine whether a relationship will survive and grow stronger. Acts of support, patience, and understanding during crises can cement a relationship in ways that mere declarations of love cannot. The COVID-19 pandemic provided numerous examples of couples who adapted their behaviors to support one another during unprecedented times. Partners who took on extra responsibilities, offered emotional support, or made sacrifices for their loved ones demonstrated that love is about showing up when it matters most. Research from the Gottman Institute during the pandemic highlighted how couples who engaged in supportive behaviors during times of stress reported greater relationship satisfaction and resilience. Gottman Institute, 2020. A notable example is a couple where one partner lost their job due to the pandemic. Rather than simply offering verbal reassurance, the other partner stepped up by taking on additional financial and household responsibilities. This action not only alleviated stress but also reinforced their commitment to one another, strengthening the relationship during a challenging time. Recommendations. To sustain love, consistent, thoughtful actions are crucial. As a dynamic and evolving practice, love requires effort, patience, and intentionality. To enhance the power of actions in your relationship, practice consistency. Small, daily acts of love build emotional security and trust over time. Conclusion and recommendations. To successfully transition beyond the in-love phase and build a lasting relationship, couples must embrace the evolving nature of love. Passion may naturally decrease over time, but emotional intimacy and commitment become the pillars of mature love. To facilitate this transition, adjust expectations. Recognize that the euphoria of early love is temporary and that deeper, more meaningful forms of love will emerge. Cultivate emotional intimacy. Foster open communication, vulnerability, and trust to strengthen your emotional bond. Prioritize commitment. Actively choose to invest in the relationship, focusing on shared goals and mutual growth. Be mindful of external pressures. Make time for the relationship despite life's demands, ensuring that the bond remains strong and nurtured. By embracing these principles, couples can navigate the transition from infatuation to mature love, creating a stable, fulfilling, and enduring partnership. Focus point 4. Filling your partner's love tank. Understanding and responding to your partner's primary love language is crucial for maintaining a healthy and fulfilling relationship. According to Dr. Gary Chapman's concept of the 5 love languages, each individual has a preferred way of receiving love, which he categorizes into 5 distinct languages: words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. When partners align their expressions of love with their significant other's preferred love language, it significantly enhances relationship satisfaction and emotional connection. 1. Identifying your partner's love language. The first step in effectively filling your partner's love tank is to identify their primary love language. This requires keen observation and communication. For instance, if your partner frequently expresses appreciation for thoughtful notes or verbal compliments, their love language might be words of affirmation. Conversely, if they value spending uninterrupted time together, quality time may be their primary love language. A study by Dr. Chapman highlights that many conflicts in relationships arise from mismatched love languages. For example, a partner who values acts of service may feel neglected if their partner primarily expresses love through physical touch. This mismatch can lead to feelings of frustration and dissatisfaction, as one partner's efforts may not be recognized as loving by the other. Chapman, 1992. 2. Tailoring expressions of love. Once you've identified your partner's primary love language, it is essential to tailor your expressions of love accordingly. For instance, words of affirmation. Offer verbal encouragement and appreciation. Compliment your partner sincerely and acknowledge their efforts and achievements. Quality time. Dedicate focused, distraction-free time to your partner. Engage in activities that you both enjoy and make an effort to connect deeply during these moments. Receiving gifts. Present thoughtful gifts that reflect your partner's interests or needs. The gift doesn't need to be extravagant. Its significance lies in the thoughtfulness behind it. Acts of service. Perform actions that alleviate your partner's burdens or show consideration. This could include tasks like running errands or preparing a meal. Physical touch. Engage in affectionate gestures such as holding hands, hugging, or gentle touches. Physical closeness reinforces emotional connection. 3. Research and theoretical support. Empirical research supports the idea that aligning expressions of love with a partner's primary love language enhances relationship satisfaction. A study published in the Journal of Marriage and Family found that couples who actively engaged in understanding and practicing their partner's love language reported higher levels of relationship satisfaction and emotional intimacy. Hendrick, 1988. This research underscores the practical benefits of adapting one's love expressions to fit the partner's preferred language. Moreover, attachment theory suggests that responsiveness to a partner's emotional needs fosters secure attachment and relationship stability. When partners consistently meet each other's emotional needs, it promotes a sense of safety and security, which is foundational for a lasting relationship. Bowlby, 1988. 4. Practical examples and anecdotes. Consider a case where a couple, John and Sarah, initially struggled with their relationship due to differing love languages. John's primary language was quality time, while Sarah valued words of affirmation. John felt neglected when Sarah's focus was on verbal encouragement rather than spending time together. Once they identified this difference, they made an effort to integrate both love languages into their daily interactions. John began setting aside dedicated time for Sarah, while Sarah made it a point to express her appreciation verbally. This mutual adjustment improved their relationship satisfaction significantly. Another example is Laura and Mark, who discovered that Mark's love language was acts of service. Laura used to express her affection through gifts, which Mark appreciated but didn't fully resonate with him. After learning about his preference, Laura started helping Mark with chores and projects, which made him feel deeply valued and loved. This shift in approach strengthened their emotional bond and deepened their connection. 5. Recommendations for filling your partner's love tank. To effectively fill your partner's love tank, consider the following recommendations. Open communication. Have conversations with your partner about their preferred love language. Understanding their needs will help you express love in ways that are most meaningful to them. Observe and adapt. Pay attention to how your partner responds to different expressions of love. Adapt your approach based on their reactions and preferences. Regular check-ins. Periodically discuss your relationship and how you can better meet each other's emotional needs. This ongoing dialogue helps maintain a strong connection. Consistency. Regularly practice the love language that resonates most with your partner. Consistency reinforces the expression of love and builds a stronger emotional bond. By focusing on these strategies, you can enhance your relationship by ensuring that your expressions of love are aligned with what matters most to your partner, thus creating a more fulfilling and harmonious partnership. Focus point 5. Strengthening your relationship. Effective communication, conflict resolution, and breaking free from relationship stereotypes are essential components of a strong, resilient relationship. Relationships thrive not just on love but on the ability of partners to navigate differences and challenges together. By fostering open communication and understanding, couples can build lasting bonds that withstand the test of time. 1. Effective communication. The bedrock of relationship success. Communication is often cited as one of the most important factors in a successful relationship. Yet, many couples struggle with expressing their thoughts, emotions, and needs clearly. A study by Canary and Dainton, 2003, reveals that the frequency and quality of communication directly impact relationship satisfaction. When couples communicate openly, they feel more connected and valued. An important aspect of effective communication is active listening, listening to understand, rather than to respond. When partners truly hear each other's concerns, frustrations, or joys, it fosters empathy and emotional intimacy. For instance, in a case where one partner feels overwhelmed by work and the other dismisses their stress, it creates emotional distance. However, if the partner listens actively, acknowledging the stress and offering support, it strengthens the relationship. Additionally, nonverbal communication plays a significant role in relationships. Body language, eye contact, and tone of voice all contribute to the emotional atmosphere between partners. Couples who master both verbal and nonverbal communication can more effectively convey love, support, and understanding. 2. Conflict resolution. Moving beyond winning and losing. Conflict is inevitable in any relationship, but how couples handle disagreements can determine the strength of their bond. Research by Gottman and Levinson, 2000, suggests that successful couples use specific conflict resolution strategies, including avoiding the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse: criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling. Instead, these couples focus on solutions that benefit both parties rather than engaging in destructive behaviors. Conflict resolution requires emotional regulation. Partners should strive to stay calm and rational during disagreements. If emotions run too high, it's helpful to take a break and return to the conversation with a clearer mindset. A well-known strategy is the soft startup, a technique where one partner begins a difficult conversation calmly and without blame. This approach reduces defensiveness and opens the door for constructive dialogue. For example, instead of saying, "You never help around the house," a soft startup might sound like, "I've been feeling overwhelmed lately and would really appreciate more help with the housework." This shift in tone can make all the difference in resolving conflicts peacefully. 3. Breaking free from relationship stereotypes. Many relationships are influenced by societal expectations and stereotypes that can limit personal growth and fulfillment. Traditional gender roles, for instance, often dictate who should be responsible for certain tasks, such as housework or providing emotional support. These expectations can create resentment if partners feel confined by these roles. In modern relationships, breaking free from these stereotypes is key to creating a more equal and satisfying partnership. According to a study published in the Journal of Family Psychology, couples who divide tasks equitably, regardless of gender expectations, report higher levels of relationship satisfaction and intimacy. Wilcox and Knock, 2006. This demonstrates that when partners challenge outdated norms and work together to share responsibilities, they build a more balanced and harmonious relationship. An example of this shift can be seen in couples who divide parental responsibilities equally. In traditional settings, child-rearing is often seen as primarily the mother's role. However, when both partners actively engage in parenting, they create a more supportive and nurturing environment for their children, while also strengthening their relationship. 4. Case study: growth through communication and collaboration. Consider the relationship of Sarah and Tom, who had been married for 5 years and struggled with communication and household responsibilities. Tom often felt that Sarah was critical of his efforts at home, while Sarah believed Tom didn't understand the pressure she faced managing work and family. After attending a relationship workshop on communication, they began practicing active listening and discussing their frustrations calmly. They also shifted from traditional roles, agreeing to share household tasks based on availability rather than societal expectations. Within months, their relationship significantly improved, and they felt more connected and appreciated. 5. Research and theoretical support. Gottman's research on the magic ratio highlights that couples with a ratio of 5 to 1 positive to negative interactions are more likely to maintain happy relationships. Gottman, 1994. Positive interactions, such as compliments, affection, and shared activities, act as buffers against negative experiences like conflicts. This theory reinforces the importance of regular communication and affection in building strong, lasting relationships. Moreover, self-determination theory, SDT, suggests that individuals in relationships thrive when they feel autonomous, competent, and connected to their partner, Deci and Ryan 2000. Relationships that foster mutual support and respect for individual growth lead to higher levels of satisfaction and well-being. 6. Recommendations for strengthening your relationship. To strengthen your relationship through effective communication, conflict resolution, and challenging stereotypes, consider the following recommendations. Prioritize open communication. Set aside time to regularly discuss both the joys and challenges in your relationship. Be open to feedback and express your own thoughts clearly but kindly. Practice active listening. Focus on truly understanding your partner's perspective without interrupting or formulating a response prematurely. Validate their emotions even if you don't agree with them. Develop conflict resolution skills. Approach conflicts with the mindset of finding solutions rather than winning arguments. Use strategies like the soft startup and take breaks if emotions become overwhelming. Challenge traditional roles. Discuss expectations and roles within your relationship openly. Be willing to share responsibilities and make adjustments based on what works best for both partners, rather than adhering to stereotypes. Create positive interactions. Focus on building a strong foundation of positive interactions, compliments, acts of kindness, and quality time. This will help your relationship weather any storms that arise. By following these steps, couples can develop stronger, more resilient relationships built on mutual understanding, open communication, and respect for individual needs and growth. Conclusion. In this audiobook, we explored essential aspects of love and relationships, emphasizing the importance of understanding your partner's needs and communicating effectively. Here's a recap of the key focus points. Understanding the 5 love languages. Recognizing how you and your partner experience love, whether through words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, gifts, or physical touch, can transform your relationship. The power of actions in love. Love is more than just a feeling. It requires consistent actions to keep the connection alive. Moving beyond the in-love phase. Relationships evolve, and understanding how to transition from initial infatuation to a mature, lasting bond is crucial for long-term commitment. Filling your partner's love tank. Identifying your partner's primary love language and expressing love in ways that are meaningful to them can help ensure they feel valued and cared for. Strengthening your relationship. Effective communication, conflict resolution, and breaking free from stereotypes are key to building a strong, resilient partnership. Practical recommendations. Take time to learn your partner's love language and express love in ways that resonate with them. Prioritize communication by actively listening and creating an environment where both partners feel heard and respected. Approach conflicts with patience and a focus on finding solutions, rather than assigning blame. Regularly engage in positive interactions that nurture your bond, and challenge outdated stereotypes to create a more balanced partnership. Reflection and final thoughts. The topics covered in this audiobook provide invaluable insights into the dynamics of healthy relationships. By implementing the strategies discussed, couples can build deeper connections and foster long-term love. The more we understand ourselves and our partners, the stronger our relationships become. These lessons are not only relevant for romantic partnerships but can also improve connections in friendships and family dynamics. Gratitude and call to action. Thank you for taking the time to listen and engage with this audiobook. We truly appreciate your interest in strengthening your relationships and personal growth. If you found this content valuable, we encourage you to like this video, subscribe to the Media Deem channel, and share it with others who may benefit. Remember, the more you listen, the better you speak. Regular exposure to English language content like this audiobook will help improve your listening and speaking skills over time. We're excited to continue this journey with you and look forward to bringing you more insightful content.